Alright, in this video we're going to work on RP11, question 1. Prior to viewing this video, you should know how to determine if a table is proportional as well as a graph. You can see that in the videos prior to this one. Alright, so here we have a graph. We have rocket A and rocket B. And let's read question A. Which rocket is traveling at a proportional speed? How can you tell? Well, looking at rocket B, we have this line right here. Looking at rocket A, we have this other line right here. Right? So rocket B is the dotted line or the dashed line. Rocket A is the solid line. Alright, so for question A, we really need to know facts on, whether or not when is a graph proportional. And recall from the other videos that a graph is proportional when it's a straight line or linear and either passes through the origin or points towards it. So when looking at the two graphs, the only ones that is linear is rocket A, and it does indeed touch the origin. So what we would write for question A, rocket A is traveling at a proportional speed because the line that represents rocket A is straight and touches the origin. Alright. Now this seems like an easy question, but it's really a lot more difficult than it looks. This question it's really more about the explanation more than anything else. You have to make sure you use your vocabulary words. So, looking back at my explanation, we have proportional, line, straight, and origin. So those are my vocabulary words right there. We really need to start getting used to using our vocabulary words in our explanation. Another word for origin, or another way to represent origin, is by saying 0, 0. Alright, so that's fine as well. Question B, what is the constant of proportionality of rocket B? Well, when we have a proportional line, you know that to find the constant of proportionality, we pick any point that is easily read. So examples of points that are easily read is 2, 30. We also have 4, 60. And that seems like it for this graph. Alright. Technically, we could pick any point. For example, if I wanted to pick this point would also give me the same constant of proportionality if our graph is proportional. However, you don't want to guess what point that is. Alright, so we have to pick points that lie nicely on the grid. So, to find the constant of proportionality, you pick the easy points and you use your formula k equals y over x. For this first point, it's going to be 30 over 2, which is 15. For the second point, k equals y over x. That's going to be 60 over 4, which is also 15. Alright, so my constant of proportionality is 15 for that rocket. Question C. After how many seconds are the rockets at the same height? How can you tell how high are they? Well, by looking at the graph, going back to the graph, we have rocket B is traveling at this speed. Rocket A is traveling at that speed. So our y-axis is actually the height, and I just noticed that it's missing here. The x-axis should be seconds. Alright, so at 4 seconds, if you look closely on the graph, the two graphs meet. So that means at 4 seconds that the rockets are both at 60 feet. And we can tell because that's where the graph intersects, or that's where the two graphs meet. Alright, so our explanation for C could be the rockets are the same height at 4 seconds, and they are 60 feet high. And we could tell by finding where the two graphs meet, which is that point right there. Alright, so this is it. Please watch the next videos, the videos before this. Alright, thank you for watching.